Ahoy VC, welcome to the Personal Oasis. This is the Blind Island. And first and foremost, let me just say thank you so much to all the new contest entry participants. I'm very excited to be looking over all of the entries. I'm trying to get back to you with very personalized comments. I really want to make sure that I watch and dissect everything that you have to say. So thank you so much for that. I think that this contest really does come at a very pressing time when we're all seeking a little solace in our own personal oasis. That's kind of like what our goal. Hopefully one day when we open up this business, who knows what's going to happen in the world in the next few years, but that's the goal of the business, is just so that you can close your eyes, sit back with a good cup of coffee or whatever beverage you might want, and just tune out the world for a little bit and take in some good tunes. So thank you so much for joining in on our contest, and I'll include a link to the entry video down below. Please feel free to join. And today I'm going to continue in my top 100 list, and we're starting off with 55. Let's get to it. At number 55, we have Curtis Harding, Face Your Fears. As far as neo soul is concerned, there is no better person working in the medium today. I really hope that he comes out with another album. It's been about 4 years since this album came out, but it has been one that I listen to consistently on a regular basis. It's one that my wife and I love to listen to and dance to. We saw him live at the Majestic in Madison a couple of years ago, and what an incredible performer. He has a way of drawing on psychedelic music and infusing it with a soulful, seductive voice. It's incredible. Every single song on here is an absolute hit to me, and it's one that continually brings me hope and joy. So if you're looking for a nice, smooth, syrupy, neo-psych soul listen, give this one a try. At number 54, we have Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska. And again, we're at this time of the list where the numbers are pretty arbitrary. I think it's easy for me to say that this is a 10 out of 10 album. It's incredible, a masterpiece. Bruce went into the studio with this idea and this concept of capturing America's tattered heartland. It was shortly after he had it had been actually a few years since he had been with Darkness on the Edge of Town and The River, and he had been touring consistently, really feeling burnt out, and then he made these tapes of demo songs with just him, his guitar, and harmonica, and he was going to go into studio and make a big giant production, but after listening to the tapes, you realize they were good as is. They captured the raw, visceral take on the American heartland that he wanted to capture and released it. And to me, there has never been a better Bruce Springsteen before or after this. It is quintessential. It cuts to the core, and there is no schmaltz, there is no too much production. It's just amazing lyricism with a man who has a passion for people down on their luck. And it's an album I come to time and time again for inspiration when I'm writing, and it's just an absolute must-have. If you don't have this in your collection, you need to get it. At number 53, I have Merle, Haggard and the Strangers, Mama Tried. As far as Heartland songs and country stars who can sing considered, Merle Haggard is the guy. He doesn't really get a lot of kudos, I think, in our modern world because of his incredibly conservative leaning, but that doesn't mean he wasn't incredibly talented at writing a song and writing a tune, or even arranging it and giving his own rendition. His version of I Could Have Gone Right just as easy as I went wrong it literally cuts out my heart. It's so heartbreaking. It's a song that I feel a lot of people can relate to, especially me. When you make that wrong turn, when you do that wrong thing, and you wish that you could take it back. Merle Haggard literally embodies everything there is to say about that type of subject. Mama Tried is one of the greatest odes to a mother that there has ever been. And even though we all can go our own ways, we know that usually there was someone in our lives trying to steer us right. And this song, this album constantly brings tears to my eyes, and it's just one that I can't ever get enough of. I highly recommend it. Absolutely quintessential country singer. At number 52, I have the Dream Syndicate, The Days of Wine and Roses. Now, in the early 80s, mid 80s, a new thing was on the horizon that was called the Paisley Underground. It basically was infusing this jangly pop sound with rock edge. And no one better embodied that than the Dream Syndicate. They took everything that was rough and rugged about bands like the Velvet Underground and added this sheen to it that had this almost raise your fist in your air. Bands like the Gaslight Anthem come to mind. It's just an album that makes you wistful and longing for more youthful days. Songs like Halloween absolutely haunt me, where it basically is talking about a small town just in Halloween time and how everyone is taking 2 steps forward, and he is warning you that you're always going to be moving forward, even if you want to be moving backward. And I just think that every tune on here is absolutely wonderful. I love the opening song, Tell Me When It's Over. It's really just about a man coming to terms with growing up, and how do you do that in this ever-changing world. It was very, very relevant to me a couple of years ago, and it continues to be relevant to me now. Great album, highly recommended. And at number 51, I have Aoife O'Donovan's The Magic Hour. This is another album that my wife and I both love, and I feel that she is one of the best folk singer-songwriters of our time. She infuses it with this beautiful, melancholic, I wouldn't say rock, but there is just this bit of chamber folk that's involved. She's not scared to introduce new elements to the music, and it is so gorgeous. The production value on here is phenomenal. The song Magic Hour is so entrancing. Her voice cascades over the track. It's incredible. Porch Lights is a wonderful tune, wistful, longing, The King of All Birds, Not Believing, Detour Sign, and Jupiter. It all ends with Jupiter, this huge, cascading, experimental folk ballad that is just bonanza. I love this album. It came on it was a limited edition release, and it came on blue vinyl. And I think that really captures what this album is like. It's crystal clear blue, absolutely incredible, one of a kind, and it brings everything that is wonderful about traditionalism and marries it to a contemporary sheen. I highly recommend you seek out a copy of this or stream it today. Alright guys, that was my continuation of the top 100 list. What did you think of the picks? Let me know in the comments below, and I hope that you have a great day on your own personal oasis. Cheers.